million, trillion, million, billion, trillions of orbiting snowballs, orbiting snowballs, orbiting... A flat fact. A flat fact.
The realm. Do you know what the realm is? A story we agree to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
At the third stroke, it will be 9, 50, and 10 seconds. At the third stroke, it will be 10.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. The fireworks of heaven. Meteor showers. In today's video, I will show that modern day science is not cleverly predicting like magical wizards when meteor showers happen in the sky, and neither were those depicted as magical pagan wizards in the past. But before I get to that, I took some time off from making videos to do some programming and mathematics and make a celestial application. As I've mentioned before, I've done a few decades of this type of programming, and since I added the topic of today's video, the fireworks of heaven, as a little bonus of splendacious majesty in the app, this video announces the preview release of my app, the True Earth Celestial Scrolls. The app is named after a Facebook group I started back in 2017 along with Mr. Ron Hackberg, called True Earth Research. I named the group True Earth Research to be clever and avoid the censorship hell I could see the media descending into at the time. I'm now hearing the term True Earth being used around, a little bit Johnny-come-lately, but the question is, what is True Earth? The True Earth Celestial Scrolls, True Time on True Earth. The app is free, and a version will also be free on the Play Store Monopoly later on. This is a preview release. What does that mean? This is a preview release for my subs of the Flat Fact channel and of course the True Earth Research group on Facebook. But anyone who has the link can download the app. Just best to make sure you download it from my link. The app works completely offline, and in fact I did not program in access to the internet, GPS location or any sensors because these are not needed for True Time. The Android install file, the APK, is available for download on my Google Drive. The link to the preview of the signed app is in the description of this video, as well as a link to one video tutorial I found on how to install an app that isn't downloaded from the Monopoly, that is the safe Play Store. I programmed the application so it also run as an offline web app. So those of you with Apple phones or those of you who only want to download their apps from the safe Monopolies, stay tuned. These are the screenshots of the screens. There is an extra screen that is not showing here. The data is updated every second. You may notice the NLMA and the dialing screen. Two very important things of the need-to-know variety. One was removed almost to the point of complete forgetting. The other was turned into a pagan, sometimes monster, known as astrology. There are two versions of this app, the first release and the pro version, which has something extra special. While you may expect certain things from an app of this type, what you may expect may or may not be what is needed. The basic need-to-know knowledge of how not to get lost on land, on the sea, in history, or in time. And the whole point of this app is to teach you so that you don't need an app or any device. And have some things that many have missed, so I thought those topics would be a good idea to teach you. So stay tuned. Now the majesty, that is, the fireworks of heaven. As I mentioned in a chapter from Gods and Monsters, The Time Apocalypse, Addendum 1, meteor showers is not a term I like to use anymore. I use the term aerolites. But for the purposes of this video, to not cause confusion in terminology, I will just use the term showers. Or The fireworks of heaven. One of the things I hear a lot, is, I didn't learn this at school. I didn't learn astronomy at school, and I don't think any of us who grew up in the standardised English education system of the West did either. What about you who grew up in other non-English speaking countries? Did you learn astronomy as a child growing up in school? I find it curious that people repeat this as some kind of excuse to be ignorant about the sky above one's head. Instead of thinking why astronomy, one of the 7 liberal arts of education, was removed from the education system. I've been observing meteor showers in the sky since I was a child, thanks to my parents who are amateur astronomers. And in the 1990s, also thanks to my mother, who sent over a bunch of floppy disks. And one of them had all of this astronomical programming code, including programming code for meteor showers. I eventually figured out how to make it run, and it was through this process of trying to get it to run over and over again and seeing the code over and over again that I learned from that code that modern day science was not cleverly predicting or prophesying like magical wizards when these shower events happened in the sky. It was a formula. And then, after some years later, and a huge facepalm, I realised you didn't even need the formula. So, how many showers do you think there might be every year? 1, 2, 5, 7, 10? One of the showers every year is particularly spectacular, but I'm not going to start with that one. I'm going to start with the month of November. This is the constellation parcel of Leo. Leo, lion in Latin. Its bright star is the star Regulus. Regulus is also called the heart of the lion. Leo is one of the 48 constellations as recorded by Ptolemy. In archaeoastronomy, the earliest depiction was considered to be circa 4000 BC, with ancient Mesopotamia, ancient Babylon, ancient Egypt, and now at Göbekli Tepe, said to be dated around 12,000 BC, there has been found a depiction of a lion. Anyway, so our ancestors have been paying attention to and recording this parcel of lights in the sky for a long, long time. The Leonids. The Leonids light show emanate majestically from the constellation Leo in the sky. The constellation Leo is permanently located in the northern part of the tropic zone. The tropic zones are named due to the path of the sun. I explain this in Chapter 1 of Gods and Monsters, The Time Apocalypse, The Maps. Beginning around the 6th of November, showers like fireworks, free majestic fireworks, will emanate from the constellation Leo, and the show will continue until around the 30th of November, every year, year after year after year. Notice how many days the Leonids show continues, or shows off for. The 6th of November to the 30th of November. So when do the Leonids constellation showers peak? Smack bang in the middle of these 2 dates. What does peak mean? The showers start off slow, leading up to the middle where the shooting lights are more prolific shooting out, and then the lights wane until it stops. Now listen carefully. The Leonids shower continued to emanate out of the constellation for around 24 days, continuing to emanate out of the Leo constellation group that is moving around the sky at a rate of 15 degrees per hour. Tick-tock, tick-tock. One 360-degree revolution equals 24 hours of the clock equals 1 day. I ask you this, since the Leo constellation can be seen by those living north or south of the equator, so everyone, and it occurs for around 24 days, don't you think this event would be something we all learned when we were children? But wait, there's more. Now, while the Leo constellation group is displaying his majestic light show, over in another part of the sky, the Taurid show is emanating out of the constellation Taurus. Let's add that one in. The Southern Taurids. The Southern Taurids begin around the 10th of September and continue throughout the whole month of October and up to the 20th of November. A little bit more than 3 months. And in another part of the sky, the Orion constellation is also having a light show. The Orionids from the 2nd of October until the 7th of November. I made this one pink so you can see where it is. And close to the Orion constellation is Alpha Monocetorids, emanating out of the constellation Monosaurus, also known as the unicorn. Let's add this one in blue. Now, let's look at the most spectacular show of the year, the Geminids. The Geminids emanate out of the constellation Gemini in October, and then again in December. So that's 2 times a year. From the 4th of December to the 17th of December, the shooting lights out of Gemini are incredibly prolific. Again, Gemini is a constellation that those above and below the equator can see. Don't you think the yearly Gemini shower should be something we all know, especially since this spectacular show leads up to the day that has been designated as Christmas Day? How do you think our ancestors may have described these events? Let's look at my app. On the main page there will be listed the meteor showers for the month. Then you can click to view the cycles. The first list is again the showers for the month, and then you click the yearly list. The list is quite big. Trillions upon trillions upon trillions of shooting lights have been emanating out of the constellations in the sky for millennia. The next time you see what has been termed as a falling star, you might like to check the list. You might be missing out on a spectacular light show in the sky.